Hello students, welcome to Bitupath's classes. In the last class, we have discussed about the limiting value of a function at a point. But today we are going to discuss about the continuity of a function at a particular point. So to understand continuity, let us consider two functions. First function is fx is equals to greatest integer function of x. And the graph of greatest integer function is when x lies between 0 to 1, your fx takes value 0, and when x lies between 1 to 2, your fx takes values 1. Similarly, when x lies between 2 to 3, your fx takes values 2. So you can observe that at a integral value, at a particular value x is equals to 2, there is a break in the graph. So whenever there is a break in the graph, we say that at this point at x is equals to 2, your fx is discontinuous. And take another example, gx is equals to x square. So the graph of gx is equals to x square is upward parabola. And you can observe that at a particular point x is equals to 2, we can see that the graph is smooth. So whenever the graph is smooth at a particular point, we say that gx is continuous at x is equals to 2. The definition of continuity says that a function y is equals to fx is continuous at x is equals to a if the limiting value of that function at x tends to a exists finitely, and that must be equals to the value of the function at x is equals to a. So the limiting value must be equals to the value of the function at x is equals to a. Then we say that fx is continuous at a. And the definition of discontinuity at x is equals to a is if a function y is equals to fx is discontinuous at x is equals to a if it is not continuous at x is equals to a. अगर एक function x is equals to a पे continuous नहीं है, that means it is discontinuous at x is equals to a. Now there are some results on continuous functions. If fx and gx are two continuous functions at x is equals to a, अगर आपके ये दोनों functions continuous functions हैं at x is equals to a, then f plus g, f minus g, f g, f upon g, scalar times f, scalar times g, they all functions are also continuous functions at x is equals to a. Similarly, polynomial functions are sine function, cos function, logarithmic function, exponential function are continuous functions in their domain. And your third result is if fx is continuous at x is equals to a and gx is continuous at fa, then the composite function g of fx is also continuous at x is equals to a. Your first question is discuss the continuity of this function at a point x is equals to 0, and your function is defined as fx is equals to e to the power 1 by x minus 1 upon e to the power 1 by x plus 1 when x is not equals to 0, and your function is defined as 0 when x is equals to 0. So to discuss the continuity at a point, you have to first calculate the limiting value of this function at x is equals to 0. So let us take our left hand limit first. So your left hand limit is limit x tends to 0 minus fx. That will be equals to limit x tends to 0 minus e to the power 1 by x minus 1 upon e to the power 1 by x plus 1. आप क्या करेंगे? You are going to put x is equals to 0 minus h, where h tends to 0. So your limit will become limit h tends to 0. x को आप minus h से replace करेंगे, e to the power minus 1 by h minus 1 upon e to the power minus 1 by h plus 1. Now this can be written as limit h tends to 0 1 upon e to the power 1 by h minus 1 upon 1 upon e to the power 1 by h plus 1. When h tends to 0, your 1 by h tends to infinite and 1 upon e infinity will tends to 0. So your limit will be equals to minus 1 upon 1 minus 1. Now let us calculate your right hand limit also. Your right hand limit will be equals to limit x tends to 0 plus fx, and that is equals to limit x tends to 0 plus e to the power 1 by x minus 1 upon e to the power 1 by x plus 1. Now again you are going to substitute x is equals to 0 plus h, where h tends to 0. So your limit will become limit h tends to 0 e to the power, you are going to replace x with h. So e to the power 1 by h minus 1 upon e to the power 1 by h plus 1. Now e to the when h tends to 0, your 1 by h tends to infinite. So your limit will give you infinity upon infinity, which is an indeterminate form. So you can take e to the power 1 by h common from here. Now limit h tends to 0 e to the power 1 by h अगर आप common ले लेते हैं, it will come out 1 upon e to the power, and then from denominator also 1 plus 1 upon e to the power 1 by h. This will cancel out, and by substituting h tends to 0, your limit will give you 1. Now you can observe that left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal. Since your left hand limit is not equals to right hand limit, that implies limiting value as x tends to 0 fx does not exist. और आपकी कंटिन्यूटी किस पे डिपेंड करती है? लिमिटिंग वैल्यू पे डिपेंड करती है. इफ योर लिमिटिंग वैल्यू एग्जिस्ट फाइनाइटली and equals to the value of the function at that point, then we say that your function is continuous at that point. But here your limiting value as x tends to 0 does not exist. That implies your function is fx is not continuous at x is equals to 0. Your next question is, discuss the continuity of the function gx is equals to greatest integer function of x plus greatest integer function of minus x at integral values of x. तो आपको continuity इस function की check करनी है at integral values of x, and to check the continuity you have to first define your function at integral values of x. So first of all define your function. Let x is an integer. When your x is an integer, your gx will become greatest integer function of x plus greatest integer function of minus x, and greatest integer function of an integer is that integer itself, and greatest integer function of minus x is minus x itself. integer का greatest integer function वो खुद होता है. So x plus minus x is 0. Your function is defined as 0 at integral values, and if your x is not an integer, so we can take x as some integer plus fractional value. So your greatest integer function of x is greatest integer function of n plus f, और आपका n integer है और f fractional part है, so it will give you n only. And the greatest integer function of minus x is, that is minus of n minus of f. अगर आप माइनस n में से एक इंटीग्रल, अगर n आपका इंटीग्रल वैल्यू है तो -n भी एक इंटीग्रल वैल्यू है, उसमें से -n से थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट पर शिफ्ट होते हैं। अगर अपनी नंबर लाइन पर -n इज एन इंटीजर, उसमें से आप कुछ फ्रैक्शनल पार्ट माइनस कर देते हैं, देन यू द ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर फंक्शन ऑफ दिस विल गिव यू -n -1. So the value of this is -n -1. So your function gx will become greatest integer function of x plus greatest integer function of -x, that is n -1, that is -1. So you can define your function gx now. The definition of the function gx is, when x is an integer, your function is defined as 0, and when x is not an integer, your function is defined as -1. So this is the definition of your function finally. Now we have to check the continuity of this function at integral values of x. So let us take an integer. Let x belong, a is an arbitrary integer. So we are going to check the continuity at x is equals to a, and to check the continuity at x is equals to a, we have to first find out the left hand limit. So the left hand limit is limit x tends to a minus gx, और a एक इंटीजर है, a के माइनस में जाएंगे लेफ्ट या राइट पे, व्हेन x इज नॉट एन इंटीजर योर वैल्यू ऑफ द फंक्शन इज -1, बट द वैल्यू ऑफ द फंक्शन एट 0 at a is an integer, so value of the function at x is equal at any integer is 0, so GA is 0. Since your left hand limit is not equals to the value of the function at x is equals to a, that implies your gx is not continuous at any integer. Your next question is, find the value of a and b so that the function this is continuous for x is equals to 0 to pi. So you are given that your function is continuous in this interval. So it is, your function is continuous at each and every point on this interval. तो आपका जो आप ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं, आपका जो फंक्शन की डेफिनेशन चेंज हो रही है वो π/4 और π/2 पर चेंज हो रही है, तो बट यू आर श्योर दैट एट दीज 2 पॉइंट्स योर फंक्शन इज कंटिन्यूअस. तो इन दोनों को यूज करके यू कैन फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ a and b. At now let us start from π/4. At x is equals to π/4, you are given that your function is continuous. So your function will be continuous if left hand limit and right hand limit and the value of the function at this point are same. Let us first calculate left hand limit. Left hand limit is limit x tends to π/4 minus fx, and that is equals to limit x tends to π/4, or to the left of π/4 your function is defined as x plus a root 2 sin x. Now substituting the value x is equals to π/4, you will get π/4 plus sin π/4 is 1/√2. So this is a, and your right hand limit is limit x tends to π/4 plus fx, and to the right of π/4 your function is defined as x cot x 2x cot x plus b. And when x is equals to pi by 4, this is pi by 4, cot pi by 4 is 1. So this will become pi by 2 plus b. And the value of the function at x is equals to pi by 4. When x is equals to pi by 4, the value of the function is same from this function, pi by 2 plus b. Since fx is continuous at x is equals to pi by 4, that implies these two are equal. Pi by 4 plus a is equals to pi by 2 plus b. So you are left with a minus b is equals to pi by 4. Pi by 2 minus pi by 4 is this. So let us take this as your first statement. Now at x is equals to pi by 2. At x is equals to pi by 2. You are sure that your function is continuous at x is equals to pi by 2 also. So first consider left hand limit. Left hand limit is limit x tends to pi by 2 minus fx, and to the left of pi by 2 your function is defined as 2x cot x plus b. And when x is equals to pi by 2, cot pi by 2 is 1. So this will come out cot pi by 2 into pi by 2 into cot pi by 2 plus b. So this will come out this is 0. Cot pi by 2 is 0. So this will be equals to b. Now the right hand limit at x tends to pi by 2 will be equals to the right of pi by 2. Your definition of the function is a cos 2x, a cos 2x minus b sin x. And when x is equals to pi by 2, 2x is equal tends to pi, and cos pi is minus 1. And when x is equals to pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is 1. This is minus b. And since your function is continuous at x is equals to pi by 2 also, these two limits must be equal, minus a minus b. That implies 2b plus a is equals to 0. Let us take our second statement. Now we are going to solve these two statements. Your first statement is a minus b is equals to pi by 4, and the second one is a plus 2b is equals to 0. Now subtracting the two, we get minus 3b is equals to pi by 4, and b will be minus pi by 12. When b is equals to minus pi by 12, your a will come out. Your a will be minus 2 of b, that is pi by 6. So a is equals to pi by 6 and b is equals to minus pi by 12 is your answer. Students, you must be enjoying studying with me. Keep watching my videos. Have a nice day. Bye bye.